Hello guys and welcome back to Tomato GFX. This is our 19th lecture and today we are going to talk about layers panel. So let's start. So welcome back to the magical world of Illustrator, and I was researching about how to set up your layer panel in a better way. So I stumbled upon a configuration where we can set our layer panel to this side and our property panel to this side and our properties to here. For a time, I'll be just squeezing them in because I know the icons. If you don't know the icons specifically, you can just grab them out here and read the names. Okay, so what is layer panel? So layer panel is a collection of all the layers which holds all your objects. So what are objects? Objects are simply the shapes you create. Like this shape here, if I just create it like this and I add few more space, I'll be just copying it. So here we are with all our objects like this, and I'll be just converting them to circular because if they are not circular, they might show as a thumbnail here, but I just want to show them as a like objects. So these are objects we have in Illustrator, and objects can be of many types. Like if you are just creating a stroke with a pen, this is also an object with a line name, and so many objects. So you can create anything. You can create a mesh, you can create a gradient, you can create a group. So if I make a group of these, we will get a group over here. So let's quickly talk about options we are offered in layer panel, and they are very simple. So let's start. So firstly, we have an isolation mode on every layer. If we can change our name and lock the layer, so we can hide the layer, or we can lock the layer from here and we can change the name. So I can set a name like blue grad. So we have a name here, and if you want to select a specific object, you can click on this icon over here and it will enable our selection on that specific icon, so we can find our layer easily. After this, in below section, we have correct to export, and we can select an layer like this and click on export. We get an export directly in our export window. This is might be known by you, and we can also search and locate our object. Like if I have selected this box over here, if I click on search, it will search it down for me. After that, we have some options over here like adding a layer or deleting a layer. So this is a very simple option over here. So if we add a layer, you can see some layers are added. These are objects and these are layers. So we can change our layers. Like if we want to get these objects in this layer over here, we can just collect to new layer and then send it to layer 3, I guess. Yeah, like this. And now our layer is different. Now the rectangle, like this rectangle, is on different layer. And we can do that same with multiple objects also. So if we do that with holding shift, we have select all the layers like this, and now I'll collect a new layer. Everything is collected over here, and now I can go out of these layer and group. You cannot stand alone with an object. Like if I drag this, it will only enable or go into any layer, not in an object. So you can see it needs a layer. So object cannot stand alone itself. It needs a layer. So layer 2 is empty. I'm leaving it here and layer 2 is filled. Although if you are not able to see these icons, or you need a larger thumbnail, you can click on large and now it's larger. Or you can set a specific size also. Like if I set it to 100, that would be exploding my window. Oh, that's too much. Specific use for specific person. I use medium as default. So as you can see, if I click on show layers only, I can only see the layers and I cannot see the objects, and I cannot also edit the objects, which is not an useful option. So I'll be just getting all the objects into our first layer, and now I'll be deleting the layers. You can delete from here, or you can duplicate the layer like this. Now we have 2 layers. with same composition going on. Now, I have told you about the locate object. Now, if you want to flatten two layers, like this is layer 1, this is copy of layer 1, I just want to combine these layers. I'll click on layer. Yeah, you'll see everything is added to one layer, and it is double also. Everything is doubled. So this is how you flatten or combine two layers or every layers, because if you have 4-5 layers over here, everything will be converted to one layer and every object will be added to that layer. After that, we have our release layer and release to build. So release layer sequence works like it will create a layer for every object. So as you can see, there are 20 objects, there will be 20 layers, and every layer will consist of a single object in this order. So I'll be just selecting my layer and then going, this is how it works, and every object has its own layer and it can stand alone now. So you'll be seeing every selection has different color also, because they have a different color over here. And you can change the color by going into layer options. So options for layer 16, I can change the color to pink, anything I want. That's how it works. Okay, after that, we have a different option, which is release to layer build. And what this will do is it will create similar layers, but always remove one object from all the layers. I'll be showing it with the practical. So as you can see, there are some layers created, around 20 layers in total. And if you see, our first layer is consisting of all the balls over here, all the balls. Our second layer is consisting of one ball lesser, and at the last, we have only left with one ball. This is a sequential decreasing of objects from the layer. And this is a sequence for, I never used it in a while, but it's used for animating stuff. So that's it for all the options, and these options are pretty self-explanatory. If you click on hide others, everything will be hidden rather than that layer. After that, we have outline others. Everything will be outlined. So that's a pretty preview AI. I'll be just outlining all layers. You can see it's an outline mode. You can make an outline mode which does not consist of stroke, fill, anything. And shortcut for it is Control Y. You can disable or enable outline mode. And also we have our, this is right now outlined. So I'll be just selecting it and going to preview all. And now they are in a preview mode. We also have lock all layers. Everything will be locked. And we have template. Template is locking the character in a manner that everything cannot be used or anything can be done with them. It will be just templated. That's the end of our layer panel. So after this, we will be jumping to our effects and our edit panel, object panel, and our file menu, everything above here. And after this, we have ended our Illustrator and we'll be going to Photoshop. So get ready for Photoshop also. And this will be a quick time for these panels because it will hardly take us a week or 2 weeks to complete these panels over here. So take care, stay tuned, and thank you for supporting till now.